So, we're still waiting for Plan C.
Yeah.
All right. Plan C is passed the House of Representatives. It will allow for parole status for anybody who was here from January 1st, 2011 to the present. We've talked about it. Now we got to actually see something happen.
Right.
President Schumer, Senator Schumer, who heads the Senate, says he wants to have the vote before Christmas. Let's hope that happens. We don't know for sure.
Oh, I thought it was for sure. It's not for sure?
No, not for sure anymore. And I wanted to talk also about another provision in the Build Back America bill, which is not as talked about, but it's going to help a lot of people also. There's this Plan C for the parole status to give people who are undocumented. But also, they are going to recover a total of more than 400,000 green cards that they did not give out in the last 20 years. And as a result of recovering these visa waiting lists, which are decades or longer, both in employment-based and family-based, they believe will be able to be cleaned up dramatically. That doesn't mean there will be no waiting list, but your years and years and years and years of waiting is going to be substantially reduced. There's about 140,000 family-based and 62,000 employment-based visas that expired on October 1st in this past year. That means there were 200,000 green cards that they could have given out.
Wow.
That they didn't even in this particular year because of COVID. In total, they have missed out on giving more than 400,000 over the last 20 years. So if you don't give out the green card in any given year, that green card's lost.
Mm-hmm.
So if the government doesn't do it, it's not like it gets added to the following year.
Right.
So they're going back and they're going to recover all these lost green cards. Now, in 2005, Congress did this before, and they only recovered about 50,000 green cards. And I remember as a practitioner, when they did that, it was 50,000 employment-based. Almost all the employment-based categories became current. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when all of a sudden there's going to be an extra 400,000 green cards available in a given year. Okay, but that's almost going to double immigration for at least 1 year.
Wow.
Which should make a lot of the visa waiting lists and the people who are waiting for an exponential large amount of time, a quicker green card. Now, what's interesting is that there's certain categories that have unlimited green cards. Those would be people who are married to U.S. citizens. There's no limit. People who are children of U.S. citizens, no limit. People who are parents of U.S. citizens, no limit. That's why we always call them immediate relatives. These are for all of the other categories. Categories like unmarried children of permanent residents, spouses of permanent residents, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, employment-based cases, especially for those from India and China and Mexico. Huge, huge waiting lists. Now, in order to get to the top of the list, at least in the employment-based cases, you would also be eligible on the employment-based cases. You'll also be eligible to pay a $5,000 fine and get to the top of the list, so you don't have to wait.
Oh, wow.
And that would also eliminate the per-country limits. So the reason why certain countries have longer waits than others is because there's more people applying from those particular countries, such as India. Even Philippines is another example. So people from those countries in the employment-based cases would at least be able to avoid the per-country limits and pay a $5,000 fine, and presumably that would make them become eligible quickly for a green card as well. All of this, though, rests in the hands of the unelected parliamentarian, Elizabeth McDonough. And she has already rejected this lovely human being. Has already, I say that with all the irony I could possibly say it with.
Yes, I took it that way.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. She has already rejected Plan A, Plan B. She has not come out with her opinion on Plan C. We've already talked about it. We said, there's not a lot of difference between the legal arguments for Plan A and B and Plan C. They were all, certainly Plan B was a change in existing immigration laws, not making new laws. Plan C is the same. So I'm hopeful, but hopeful and doubtful at the same time.
Right.
And by the way, this per country getting back green cards, these were green cards. This is not new laws. These were green cards that were never used. So they're not giving out more green cards. They're just going back and getting unused ones. I mean, so you can make arguments all you want, one way or the other. Okay, you can make arguments both ways. It's new law. It's not a new law. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.